So in the heavyweight division, we have an Uzbek monster on our hands that nobody is talking about. He's 6'7", he's a southpaw, he punches like a mule, he's a double Olympic gold medalist. But unfortunately for Bakhodir Jalolov, he's promoted by a 4,000-year-old fossil who doesn't know if he's Bob or fucking Barbara. And it's infuriating because he's got everything. I mean, he's 31, he's had a sensational amateur career, he's cleaned up, he defeated everybody in 2020, including Richard Torres Jr., who's a very underrated heavyweight in his own right, the only decent American heavyweight at the minute. And it is just bizarre the level of opposition he's fought so far. He's 15-0 with 14 knockouts, which sounds brilliant, but not one of his opponents has even got a Wikipedia page. I'm sure Top Rank pushed the boat out to get Chris Thompson to Uzbekistan. Jesus Christ. And when you compare it to when AJ turned pro, in his 15th fight he knocked out Dillian White, and then in his 16th fight he won the IBF title defeating Charles Martin. I know Charles Martin was horrendous, but still levels above the likes of Chris Thompson and fucking Ihor, who he fought in his last fight. It's just a waste. It's actually more of a waste having a dildo in a nunnery Jalolov fight on this level of opposition. The money must be a joke, and I'm sure for him, he wants to be in big fights for big money against proper fighters. And then you look at his next opponent, he's fighting some Russian retard on some IBA show, which isn't even shown on BoxRec, so I'm not even sure if this is a sanctioned pro bout, and it's just ridiculous. This guy has got numerous losses on his record. It is a pointless fight. We will learn nothing, and they are wasting the prime years of Jalolov's career. Put him in there with Zhang. Moses Atauma is crying out for opponent. Nobody can give him rounds. Everyone's scared to fight him. Well, I'm sure Jalolov would fight Moses Atauma, but of course Francis Warren doesn't mention him, so that doesn't help either. But at the same time, Top Rank, you have got an unbelievable heavyweight there who has got everything. Yes, he's got the personality of a loaf of bread. We get that. But in the ring, he is mustard, and they're just not promoting him at all. We get that Top Rank are a joke, but I just don't understand how it's this bad. And I don't understand how nobody ever mentions his name. I mean, I get it because he's high risk, low reward, but he is so good, and I believe he's got all the tools to become world champion and maybe even rule the division after Usyk's gone. And even for Usyk, I know obviously nobody knows Jalolov, but if he's looking for an opponent, Jalolov could potentially beat everyone other than Usyk. So that's a fight that should be massive. That just isn't even being spoke about because Jalolov's not fought fucking anyone. And could you imagine in the UK if we had a 6'7" southpaw knockout artist who'd won Olympic gold not once but twice, who hadn't fought anybody, who was in his early 30s? They would be carnage on the streets. There would be riots. Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren, whoever was promoting him, would be getting death threats. And instead, it's like, it's all right. He's from Uzbekistan. Just let him do what he wants. Let's just waste a fantastic talent in the heavyweight division that, let's be honest, is massively lacking. I mean, apparently AJ is still fighting Jake Paul next. Boxing is not broken. I mean, what the fuck? It is just ridiculous. I personally don't think that fight will happen because I think Gervonta Davies will beat Jake Paul on points in one of the worst fights in history. And AJ won't be able to fight Jake Paul, but the fact that that's still being spoke about is embarrassing enough. And it's sad because when heavyweight boxing gets it right, nothing is better, but none of these fights are happening. Apart from Parker Wardley, everyone else is just pissing around, not doing anything, wasting their career, and it's just mental. It is absolutely insane. The money in boxing, the money in heavyweight boxing especially, and nobody wants to fight each other. So yeah, heavyweight boxing needs to sort itself out. Apart from Usyk, who obviously gets a pass. He's the king, he can do what he wants, and he has already fought earlier this year in July against Dubois, becoming undisputed yet again. He doesn't have to fight again this year, but everyone else should be out, they should be active, and if you lose, it's not the end of the world. Look at Dubois, he's lost 3 times, been stopped 3 times, he's actually quit 3 times, as much as people don't want to say it, and still, his stock is high, he's a multi-millionaire, he's already been world champion, he'll probably become world champion again, so stop trying to protect your role. Get out there. Let's find out who the best is other than Usyk. And there's some great fights there. So yeah, hopefully it's someone decent after this ridiculous fight in Russia, but it won't be. It'll be Bomac next for Jalolov, and Bob Arum will be saying, well, it's heavyweight boxing. It only takes 1 punch. I know Bomac hasn't fought since 2007 and he retired with a record of 7-14, but everyone's got a puncher's chance. Anyway, let's see what happens. I hope you've all enjoyed this video anyway, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you all on the next one.